What if the person who hurt you is living freely while you are still carrying what they did? Think about that for a moment. They may have moved on. They may not even realize how deeply they hurt you. They may never apologize. They may never give you the closure that you've been waiting for. And yet, every time you think about what happened, the pain comes back. You tell yourself, I haven't forgiven them because they don't deserve it. But what if there's something you haven't understood about forgiveness? What if holding on to the hurt isn't protecting you anymore? What if the very thing you think is giving you justice is actually stealing your peace? There is a verse Jesus taught about forgiveness that many people may have heard countless of times, but hearing it and actually understanding it are two completely different things. And when you finally understand what Jesus was really saying, you may look at forgiveness completely differently, because forgiveness does not mean what most people think that it means. It doesn't mean what they did was okay. So then, what does forgiveness actually mean? Why would Jesus ask us to forgive people who have genuinely hurt us? And perhaps the most important question of all, what is unforgiveness doing to you while you wait for them to change? Because you may be waiting for an apology that never comes. You may be waiting for them to admit what they did. You may be waiting for them to suffer the consequences. But what if your peace doesn't have to wait for any of that? What if the person who hurt you doesn't get to decide when you become free? Today, we're going to uncover what Jesus really meant about forgiveness and why the final step toward peace may have less to do with them than you think. And if you've been carrying something for years, you need to hear this teaching. Before we get to the main verse, we need to look at the context on the build up. Matthew chapter 5 from verse 43 to verse 45 says, "You have heard that it has been said, 'Thou shalt love thy neighbor and hate thine enemy.' This is a sermon on the Mount. Jesus said, 'You have heard that you should love your friend and hate your enemy.' In other words, this is what you were taught and trained from a child to do. Look after your own and don't care about your enemies. Don't love those people who have done wrong to you. But I say unto you, love your enemies, bless them that curse you, do good to them that hate you, and pray for them which despitefully use you and persecute you." Jesus is now introducing a new perspective of thinking when he says, don't hate your enemies, instead, love them. When someone tries to curse you out, bless them. Do good to those who hate you. Pray for them who despitefully use you and persecute you. Okay, so Jesus is inviting people to change their perspective and thinking from how they were taught to live and operate, that you may be the children of your Father, which is in heaven, for he maketh his sun to rise on the evil and on the good, and sendeth rain on the just and on the unjust. So the sun comes up every morning and shines on the good and on the evil. It also rains, and the rain pours on people who believe in God and those who don't. This is also saying that you can see who a person's father is by how a person responds when something has happened to them in their life. So we can see that the context here is about dealing with life situations through a new perspective and a change of thinking. YouTube shows me that 99.2% of you are not yet subscribed and are benefiting from this content. I want to encourage you to subscribe, become a partner with us so I can continue to push more content out there so that many more people's lives can be transformed. Now, let's look at the next few verses that show how easy it can be for you to forgive. I'm going to tell you the traditional way of looking at these verses, and then I'm going to tell you what it means for you. Now, keep in mind that the entire context leading up to this is that Jesus is introducing a completely new way of thinking and handling challenges that come to everyone in life, specifically around forgiveness. For if you love them which love you, what reward have ye? Do not even the publicans the same? Tax collectors love people they are associated with. So if you love those people who love you back, you are no different to them. And if you salute your brethren only, what do you more than others? Do not even the publicans so? You see, tax collectors greet people who they are acquainted with. If you only greet people you like, you are just acting like the tax collector. The way some people have been hurt has left them in pain, unforgiveness, and strife with all types of people. But this truth will help you to let go of it for good. Be therefore perfect, even as your Father, which is in heaven, is perfect. Some listeners will think that this is impossible. No one can be perfect. Some of you have been hurt by others so badly that you don't think that you can give anymore or forgive at all. Let's look at the word perfect. It means to be complete. So Jesus makes the statement that the Father in heaven is perfect. So you can be perfect too. Jesus is saying God is a forgiving Father. This is one of the many reasons that he is perfect. Now, why did Jesus say you can be perfect as your Father is? He said it because you are perfect simply because you have been forgiven. Now, how can you walk this out with people in your life? You can see it, but you must do it. Forgive just as you have been forgiven. Be perfect, even as your Father in heaven is perfect. Jesus prayed this over the disciples and over you. John 17 from verse 22 to 23. And the glory which thou gavest me, I have given them, that they may be one, even as we are one. The Father and Jesus are one. The same Spirit that Jesus has, he has given it to you. I in them, and thou in me, that they may be made perfect in one, and that the world may know that thou hast sent me and hast loved them as thou hast loved me. Jesus is saying that you can forgive because he now is in you and you are in him and the Father. And this is why you are now perfect. I'd love to get your thoughts. Have you heard this subject misunderstood before? And did this teaching help you? Leave your comments below this video. If you have found this helpful and need to continue to grow in this area, then I've created this teaching which will help you in the area of letting guilt go. You should go ahead and watch that one next.